Welcome to IT Master, your home for mastering web design and creative coding. In today's lesson, we're taking SVG animation to the next level. I'll show you how to animate circles, rectangles, and polygons using pure CSS, with smooth hover effects, scaling, rotations, and glow animations. If you want your visuals to look modern and interactive, this tutorial is exactly for you. Let's begin part 3 and bring our SVG shapes to life. In this tutorial, you will learn how to animate SVG shapes using pure CSS. We will create 3 common shapes: circle, rectangle, and polygon, and add smooth hover animations, scale effects, color transitions, and border animations. This lesson is perfect for beginners who want to take their SVG design skills to the next level. Subscribe to my channel at TheitMaster1 for more useful web design tutorials and coding lessons. Step 1. Create the SVG shapes. In the first step, we will create 3 SVG shapes: a circle, a rectangle, and a polygon. These will be placed inside a single SVG container. You only need basic SVG markup, no external libraries required. Now let's take a look at a simple SVG example containing 3 basic shapes. On your screen, you can see an SVG element with a width of 100% and a height of 250 pixels. The view box is set from 0 to 400 and 0 to 200. Which defines the drawing area. Inside this SVG, we have 3 shapes. First, there is a circle. It has an ID of my circle, and it is positioned at 70 on the x-axis and 100 on the y-axis. The radius is 40, and the fill color is a green shade. Next, we have a rectangle. This rectangle has an ID of my rect. It starts at 150 on the x-axis and 60 on the y-axis. The width is 100 pixels, the height is 80 pixels, and the fill color is blue. Finally, we have a polygon, which is a triangle. This shape has the ID my polygon. Its 3 points create a triangle with a base at 300 and 380, and a top point at 350 and 60. The fill color is an orange shade. These 3 shapes help you understand how SVG graphics are created using different elements, coordinates, and fill colors. We will build on this in the next steps to add animation and interactivity. In this step, we will apply CSS transitions and animations to make our shapes interactive. On hover, each shape will scale up smoothly, change color, and apply a subtle rotation effect. CSS handles all the animations without using any JavaScript. Now let's move on to the CSS that adds interactivity and animation to our SVG shapes. First, we target the SVG element. We set the maximum width to 500 pixels, and we use display block to make it act like a block level element. Then we apply margin 0 auto, which centers the entire SVG on the page. Next, we select all 3 shapes, the circle, the rectangle, and the polygon, by using their IDs together. We apply a pointer cursor so the user knows the shapes are clickable. We also add a transition to animate both the transform property and the fill color. The transition duration is 0.4 seconds with an ease timing function. Finally, we set transform origin, center, so all shapes scale and rotate smoothly from their center point. Now we define the hover effects for each shape. When the circle is hovered, it scales up to 1.3 and rotates by 10 degrees. The fill color changes to a lighter green. When the rectangle is hovered, it scales to 1.2 and rotates slightly in the opposite direction, -6 degrees. Its fill color changes to a softer blue. And when the polygon is hovered, it scales up to 1.25 and rotates 8 degrees. The fill color also changes to a lighter orange shade. With these simple CSS rules, each of our SVG shapes comes to life with smooth hover animations, giving your design a modern and interactive feel. Step 3. Add smooth glow animation on hover. In the final step, we will enhance the visual effect by adding a CSS glow animation. When the user hovers over any shape, a soft glowing outline will appear around it using the filter property and CSS keyframes. Now let's add a glow effect to our SVG shapes using CSS keyframes. First, we create a keyframes animation called glow. At 0%, which is the starting point of the animation, we apply a drop shadow filter with 0 blur and 0 opacity. This means the shape begins with no shadow at all. At 100%, the drop shadow expands to 12 pixels and uses a slight black transparency. This creates a soft glowing effect around the shape. Next, we apply this animation to all three shapes, the circle, the rectangle, and the polygon, when they are hovered. We do this by writing a selector that targets all three elements together. Inside this rule, we apply the glow animation, set to half a second, and use the forwards keyword. The forward setting ensures that once the glow animation completes, the final glow effect stays visible as long as the shape is hovered. With this CSS, whenever the user moves their mouse over any of the shapes, they don't just scale and rotate, they also glow smoothly, giving the design a more dynamic and attractive look. You have successfully animated SVG shapes using only CSS. You learned how to create the circle, rectangle, and polygon, and then add hover transitions, color changes, scale effects, and glow animations. In the next tutorial, we will continue exploring interactive SVG techniques and build even more advanced animations. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel at TheitMaster1 for more web design and coding tutorials.